Hi, and welcome to the Ask Steph show. In today's episode, I'm going to cover the commonly asked question, which is, does it cost more to eat healthy? Well, keep listening because I'm going to answer that at the very end. I kind of did my own experiment with this, and so I want to share that with you guys today. So let's start by covering what my nutrition philosophy is, what I believe in. I believe in what's called flexible dieting. It is a form of nutrition where you get to eat healthy, nutritious, wholesome foods 80% of the time, but 20% of the time you get to eat foods that are like treats to you, foods that you enjoy eating, and you consider maybe more junk food or things that are not so healthy. And the reason I like to follow that diet plan is, number one, it's freaking enjoyable. It's not miserable. You don't feel like you're dieting. Number two, you're using science and tracking your macronutrients, which is what really matters when it comes down to it. When you break down the food and every meal you eat, all it comes down to is the macros you're putting in your body. So you're tracking your macros. And number three, flexible dieting is sustainable. It's something you can stick to long term in order to see good long-term results. So that is why I practice flexible dieting. Now, when it comes to eating healthy, like I said, I do that 80% of the time. So the question is, does it cost more to eat healthy and actually live the lifestyle of making good, nutritious choices throughout the day? So in order to answer that question, I'm going to go over a few things. Number one, a lot of people think eating healthy requires too much time. Like, oh my gosh, you have to go shopping, you have to prepare all this food, you have to put it in Tupperware. It just takes so much time. But when you get down to it, if you cook in bulk and you prepare food or meals 2 times a week, it really doesn't take that much time. So I, calculated how many minutes I was spending each week prepping food for me and my husband. So that's even more food. And here's what I came to. I ended up spending about 35 minutes 2 times a week. So that's 70 minutes a week total. That's it, preparing all my meals. Now, breaking that 35 minutes up, 5 minutes was cooking some chicken in the crock pot. 5 minutes was cooking some oatmeal in the crock pot. 10 minutes was microwaving some frozen veggies for us. 5 minutes was putting some rice in the rice cooker. It's really not that hard if you just cook up a big batch of protein, big batch of carbs, big batch of breakfast, big batch of veggies. Then all you gotta do is put it in Tupperware, weigh it out for the week, you're done. 70 minutes a week is all it took me. If I was doing that for just myself, it would have been even less. So for people to say it takes too much time to eat healthy, not true. Because you can bulk cook and prep ahead of time, saves you tons of time, because who has extra time these days? Now, if you are like cooking and are like almost chef status and you want to cook up a fresh meal, 3-4 times a day, well, yeah, that's going to take more time. But who has time for that? I'm okay with bulk cooking, prepping, putting it in Tupperware, getting my meals ready for the week. Then I have nothing to stress about and have more time to work out and enjoy life, spend time with my husband, that sort of stuff. So let's debunk the myth that it takes too much time to meal prep, because it doesn't. There's a study done by the U.S. Department of Agriculture where they calculated the average cost per week for a 2-person family to eat. It ranged from $87 to $173 per week for these 2 people to eat all week. So I decided to do my own study along with my husband. And what we did is we gathered up our grocery receipts for the week. I broke it down, calculated the total, and here's what I came to. For the 2 of us to eat for an entire week, we spent about $135 for the grocery shopping. If you take $135, divide that by 2, and then divide that by 7, that means per person we spend about $9.64 a day. So let's say on average $10 a day for me to eat all of my meals, which is typically 4 or 5 meals a day. That's it. So keep that in mind, $10 a day for me to eat. Now let's think about if you're going out to eat. Say you go out to Chipotle. For one person to eat at Chipotle, you're typically going to spend around $10. That's just one meal though. That's not the 4 or 5 meals. So I hope you guys learned a little bit of something today. Try out the meal prepping. Get some Tupperware. Get a food scale. Just cook a bunch of food on the weekend. Divide it up for your meals, a couple meals each day. It will make your life a lot easier. Anyways, thanks for joining me. Be sure to check out my website for more fitness and health tips at beautifultothecore.com.